Hey guys, I am getting ready to make a new batch of soap. I have strained my lye solution into my oils and I'm going to bring it to an emulsion. Emulsion, if you think about a liquid like a water and an oil, in order to get them to blend together, you have to blend them, like they don't just mix on their own. So this stick blender makes them, forces them together. And when you get a true emulsion, it should not separate. It should be completely combined. I know sometimes as a new maker, I really struggled to know when I had reached emulsion. And because if you don't reach a true emulsion, it will separate. But if you keep stick blending longer than you need to, it can thicken up really fast and be hard to work with. So finding kind of that Goldilocks kind of period of time where an emulsion has been reached, but it's not getting super thick on you, that just takes some time and practice. And so I've mixed my colors, I've dispersed those in hot water because I have a steep water discount. I go as close to a 1-to-1 water lye ratio as possible. And I did not do that for almost a year into my soap making journey because it is a little bit more advanced. And you do need to be ready to move quickly if things speed up. So that definitely took some time to be brave enough to do a water discount. But here I'm going to do a Luna swirl. This is another thing that really intimidated me when I saw it because it just looked too intricate for my taste. Like I was like, there's no way I can do that. But when you break it down into simple steps, it basically is having the darkest color on the bottom and doing a gradient and ombre effect. So you want a good portion of your batter to be white or a lighter color to really form a nice gradient of colors. So this one is just going to fade from black to a gray to a white. And getting enough white is honestly one of the biggest factors here because you don't want too much of the colors, the black, the red, and the yellow, because you're going to be forming a gradient. You're going to have a lot more than you think of those colors when you start adding the white to it. So, and also having a fragrance oil that does not accelerate is very, very key to this. I am using a blend of Golden Skyline from the Midwest Fragrance Company and just a little bit of vanilla sandalwood from Nature's Garden. I like the vanilla sandalwood as a mixer. On its own, it does turn the soap really dark because of the vanillin content, but mixed with other things and also with the use of titanium dioxide, I've found that I can work with that fragrance oil in small quantities when mixed with other things. So it's not just a complete write-off, like, oh, it has vanillin in it, I can't use it. I haven't found that to be the case with this particular one. So here I am doing the red. So the red is Spicy Tomato from Mad Micas. And the black was Zero Gravity from Mad Micas. The yellow is Bright Yellow Raincoat from Mad Micas. That is my preferred colorant supplier. I just love their stuff. I love their heart. I love their aesthetic. I love them as a company. I do order, there are a few select colors that I will get from other places, or if I'm just wanting to try something new and I'm placing an order, like say from Brambleberry or Nurture Soap, I will try some of their other stuff. Just because it's fun to try things. It's fun to try different things. I never want to lose that because I've made hundreds of batches of soap. I never want to lose the spark to try new things. I want to retain that passionate curiosity because it keeps me going. It keeps it fresh. And yeah, it keeps that love passionate. I love it. So this is turning into more of a muted softer red. I don't even know that I'd call it a pink. It's just like a muted, softer red with the addition of, I don't know, some people may call it pink. And as a standalone color, you'd probably see pink if you didn't see the gradient from red. It's like a sauce. Like I make a sauce with like salsa and ranch dressing. Yeah. This is what it looks like, minus the chunk. It's amazing how many crossovers there are from soap to other worlds, like food. I've had people tell me their kids try to take a bite of my soap. So I'm like, I have to put a little label, do not eat, for external use only. Do not eat this. It may look appetizing, but you will regret eating soap. It does not taste as good as it looks. So between the color layers, I also add a stripe of white. And you can do the gradient as gentle or as harsh as you want to. Like if you want to see no line between the color gradient as it goes up, you can use just a tiny little bit of white and add very slowly, very methodically. Again, if your fragrance oil is a decelerating one, you can get really creative with this, and however much time you want to spend on it, you really can go wild with this particular swirl. It's a lot of fun. You have to be in the right mindset to do a more intricate, at least I do, to do a more intricate design, because sometimes you don't want to have to think very much. And so, yeah, depends on the mindset you're in. And also, like, I try to have kind of a baseline, like, okay, I'm going to do 2 passes of this one color, then add more. Or I'm going to do 3 passes of this one color. Whichever you want to do, just having a baseline helps you to keep track. So there's not like a ton of black and gray and just a tiny little bit of red and a tiny little bit of yellow. But you determine what you want to do, and if you want them to be relatively the same in the amounts of colors. And you can also like weigh out, like I want 500 grams of yellow and 500 grams of red, or whatever you want to do. Whatever kind of soap maker you are, if you are like, I need to have this exactly precise, go for it. If you don't, whatever, you can wing it. Go with your heart. What is your heart telling you? Go with that much. I love this gradient, this yellow gradient. It would be really fun to do like a sunrise or a sunset kind of feel for the Luna swirl. I have never done that. But that would be a really fun one to try with this design. And also, note to self, Golden Skyline fragrance oil does discolor to yellow. So if you go ahead and try this design with this fragrance oil, I would caution you to use yellow in your design somewhere, because it will turn yellow. And I knew that because I've worked with this fragrance oil before. And I knew I wanted to add yellow to the design, so it wouldn't be fighting against the natural kind of chemical makeup of the fragrance oil. It'd be working with it. So now comes the swirl part. This does not matter. Like, it matters, but you choose what kind of swirl you want. There's no like one size fits all. Like, you have to do this swirl for your Luna swirl. You can go back and forth, turn it all in one direction, do little swirls, just do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. And that tool that I got from Amazon. It is a swirling tool. It's just like basically a coated piece of metal, and you can, if you have a larger mold, you can like mold it to that size. My words are failing me here. It's adjustable. That is what I'm trying to say. It is adjustable, so you can adjust it to your size mold. And then I decided to do a Taiwan swirl on top. My hand looks mechanical here. It's not. That's legit my hand. I'm just moving in a mechanical fashion. and it's also sped up. I speed most of my videos up, honestly, because of the world of TikTok. That has gotten me to try to present my designs, my work in as easy a viewing as possible and as fast as possible, because this process can take anywhere from 15 minutes to a whole hour. And I know it's easy to lose focus on a video if it's not aesthetically pleasing, you know what I'm saying? Just like, so yeah, here it is, all poured, all ready to sit. I did wait till overnight. This fragrance oil also, because it decelerates, it tends to stay softer. I found that with Love Spell as well. There are different fragrance oils that just tend to stay stickier longer. And some set up super fast if they go through a really hot gel phase. I find that if a fragrance oil accelerates, it will also go through a toasty gel phase. Ones that decelerate do not tend to go through a gel phase at all or go through as toasty of a gel phase. So this one is a little bit more sticky. You can definitely tell that yellowing discoloration is definitely there. But like I said, I knew that was coming, so it's not a surprise. Moment of truth. Here it is. They're a little sticky. Ta-da! There it is. I am really happy with this one. And I love how each bar is so different. I mean, it came from the same loaf, but each one is just so different. So, this never gets old for me. This just does not get old for me. And that's part of why I don't like doing individual cavity molds as much, because I don't get this thrill of being able to cut it. And so cutting it is one of the big excitements. Like sometimes I'll just wake up and I'm like, oh, I have soap to cut. And here it is, guys. I stamped it. I did use a little bit of mica. And on the side I did "You're pretty awesome," that stamp, because you are pretty awesome. And yeah, so the mica I stamped into the Fierce one, the Fierce stamp. And I wanted to show you springtime in my neck of the woods. It's really bright and green. Everything is blooming. We have an orchard in our yard with lots of different fruit trees. We live right on the farm. And it's just so beautiful in this spring. The kids get scared of the bees, but I'm like, no, the bees are doing their work. Let's leave them be. They're doing a good job so we can have lots of fruits later on. These daffodils are gorgeous. I planted so many of them this last fall. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, my name is Martha. I'm the owner and operator of Blue Haven Soapery. You can find my shop online at bluehavensoapery.etsy.com.